If you have $0, this is where you start. Not investing, not saving, not side hustles. Because if you skip this step, nothing else will work. If you're broke, the problem is not just money, it's control. Because right now, money comes in and disappears. No plan, no system, no direction. And when that's the case, saving doesn't stick. Investing doesn't last, and progress never builds. So here's your real first step. You need to see your money, not guess, not estimate, see it. Track everything, every dollar that comes in, every dollar that goes out for the next 7 days. No changes yet, just awareness, because you cannot fix what you cannot see. Here's what tracking actually looks like in real life. You go buy a coffee, you write it down, gas, you write it down, groceries, you write it down, online purchase, you write it down, no exceptions. Because what you'll notice is this, it's not usually one big thing. It's 10 small things every single day. $5 here, $12 there, $20 without thinking. And by the end of the week, you're not wondering where your money went anymore. You see it. And this is where most people get uncomfortable. Because when you actually track it, you start noticing patterns. Small spending, daily habits, things you didn't think mattered. But they add up. Now step 2, you stop the bleeding. Not everything, just the obvious leaks. Subscriptions you forgot about, impulse spending, daily habits that don't actually improve your life. Now let's be clear about something. You are not trying to punish yourself. This is not about cutting everything out. This is about removing the things that don't matter. Because if you cut everything, you won't stick to it. But if you remove what doesn't actually improve your life, you don't feel the loss. You just create space. And that space is what gives you control. Because right now, you don't have a money problem. You have a flow problem. Money is moving, just not in your favor. Step 3, build a small buffer, not a full emergency fund, just something, $100, $200, even $50. Let's say your car needs a repair, or something breaks at home, or you need to cover something unexpected. If you have 0 buffer, that goes on a credit card. Now you're paying interest. Now next month is harder. Now you're behind again. That's the cycle. But even a small buffer breaks that cycle. It doesn't fix everything, but it stops things from getting worse. Now here's where most people mess up. They jump ahead, they start thinking about investing, but investing with no control is like pouring water into a leaking bucket. It doesn't matter how much you pour in, it won't stay. A lot of people skip straight to investing because it feels productive, it feels like progress. But if your foundation isn't solid, it's fake progress. Because the moment something goes wrong, you pull the money out, you go into debt, or you stop completely. Real progress doesn't reset, that's the difference. So before you invest, you need 3 things: control, a small buffer, and consistency. That's it. Now, once you have that, then you move forward. You start saving regularly. You start using your TFSA properly. You start thinking long term, but not before. Because money is not built in big moves. It's built in order. First control, then stability, then growth. Let me make this simple. If you have $0 right now, your job is not to grow money. Your job is to stop losing it. Because once money stops leaking, even small amounts start stacking, and once it starts stacking, momentum builds. And momentum is what changes everything. Not motivation, not income spikes, momentum. This is where most people quit. Not because it's hard, but because it's boring. Tracking is boring, cutting small things is boring, building slowly is boring, but boring is what works. Because boring builds consistency, and consistency builds results. So if you're broke right now, good. Because this is the simplest stage to fix. You don't need complex strategies. You don't need perfect timing. You need awareness and control. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to stop going backward. Because once you stop going backward, even small steps move you forward. And forward, over time, changes everything. And here's the part most people miss. It's not about doing everything at once. You don't need to fix your entire financial life overnight. You just need to take control of one thing. Track your money. See where it's actually going. Make one better decision this week than you did last week. Because control doesn't come from big moves. It comes from small decisions, repeated over time. You don't build wealth by jumping ahead. You build it by getting the first step right. Subscribe for more Canadian finance tips.